you filing your nails? Are you filing your nails?
It's the motherfucking DRE. Dr. Dre, motherfucker.
Hey, what is going on, YouTube?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. Hey, what is going on, everyone? It's Crowdfunding Comics Creator Power Hour on the Pop XP. You're hanging out with me, Nile Scala, and the beautiful and talented Miss Cara Nicole. What's up, lady? How we doing?
I'm doing good, you know. I just living the dream, you know, doing the thing. What about you? What you got going on?
I got a lot going on. I got websites going on. I got shows going on. I'm going to tell you what. Creator Power Hour every Wednesday is going to be very, very, very busy. Frank Amazing has been just cranking out. I mean, we've got guests. He's into November now. That's how many campaigns. We got people that are getting ready to launch their campaigns. It's going to be crazy. And we got some really, really cool talent that's going to be coming on. We've got 3 great guests tonight. We've got 3 great guests next week, the week after that, after that, after that. There's so many campaigns that are popping right now. So I'm pretty excited. With everything we have going on. You've got some stuff coming up too soon, don't you?
I do. I've got my next book coming out is going to be called Nix, and it is my cowgirl comic. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a little side that no one's going to remember. But she has a magic whip that says twist, TWSS, and that stands for That's What She Said. I think I might have told you that.
That's what she said. I like a little like a magical whip. It's a little like
she's a
little,
demon
little
hunter.
Wonder Woman-y.
Cowgirl.
Oh, nice. She's hunting demons.
Yeah, damn right.
Incredible. I love it. You got to send me some previews of this.
I'm gonna. I'll get you everything ahead of time so that you could, you know, not pay attention to it or tell me about it until after you've had it for long enough, like you have with Fire.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm like,
hey, I read it. I have it. It's great.
But I don't have I want the review.
Oh, you want the review video? Did you PayPal the $9,000?
$9,000. Oh, is that what I did wrong? You know what I did, and I got the address wrong. It went to your ex. Oh
shoot! Great. I'm never getting that back. But we've got some great guests on tonight. We're going to be talking Pulp girls. We've got Little Sally. We got Tantalizing Adventures. It's going to be fun. So let's bring out our guests tonight. We've got a returning guest. We've got Mr. J Mart is in the house. Jason, how we doing? Welcome back.
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me back.
Welcome. We've got Josh in the house. Josh, what's going on, my man?
Hello.
Awesome. And then we've got Mr. Paul. Paul
Monsky.
Is it Monsky? Is that how we pronounce it?
Monsky.
Yes. Welcome, Paul. And Herrenberg made it pretty clear, you know, that hey, looks like some crazy fun. Monsky's a friend and a fan of ours.
He and I have some things in common.
Nice. Yes. There you go. And we got Got a little chat here. Mark Ho. Actually, Mark number 1 Ho.
Yes.
There you
yes.
go. Everyone out there, get Mark's info. Might be a good time.
So Mark is the writer for, he wrote a lot of Black Phantom and Femme Force for AC Comics, actually.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, Cara knows her shit. That's why she's here.
Yeah, I know.
Cara?
She's cosplayed as Black Phantom, actually.
I have.
Yeah, that's right. We got Kevin in the house. Welcome, Kevin, Ryu, Zachary, Marcus, Bobby, Jetta. Oh, Fem Fan. I know who that is. And everyone that's tuning in, thanks for tuning in tonight. It's going to be awesome. We got great campaigns. I'm really excited about this. But one thing I'd love to do, though, is really before we kind of get into this a little bit, what I'm going to just go in order. I'm going to start with you, Jason. What brought you to the crowdfunding arena?
Oh gosh, well, this is my 8th campaign. I started 2015, 16, and I don't know. It's hard to think all the way back, but I think it was just comics were starting to take off on there, and I wanted to see how that worked, and it went really well. At the time, I was working with a company and producing books in-house and writing a book monthly, so I had intended to do more, but was just busy with all of that. And then as that wound down, I got back into it, and I'm releasing through there on the regular now.
Oh, very nice. And Josh, what got you in to crowd? Because I think you were, what are you, self-publishing on your own and then brought it over to crowdfunding?
Yeah, so I've got a printer set up and everything, but yeah, I pretty much do everything by myself: art, music, trailers, all that stuff. Just me. Making comics is expensive. A lot of people don't think realize what it takes to, you gotta get your paper, your pens, your inks, your markers, especially if old school, don't do digital and you still do everything on pen and paper. It adds up. Like,
yeah,
probably easy, like $100 a book just to make a book.
Yeah. Now for you, is that the reason why you headed over into crowdfunding, to try to bring in, more funds to produce these books?
Yeah, just to, supplemental income.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, cool. Kind of, it's not like I'm not trying to make it rich or anything off of this. It's just a fun passion project, but, making some money on the side would be nice.
Yeah, I hear you. And Mr. Monsky, man, what brought you into the crowdfunding arena?
Well, I was kind of doing writing comic books as a hobby for 20 years, and have a lot of stories and characters built up, and did a little bit of publishing through Indie Planet. But then when the pandemic hit, I started catching all these live streams from EVS and other people. And I said, hey, this is kind of cool. I bought a bunch of the books and said, I have stories. I could crowdfund my stories, So so that's, I retired, and I'm like, hey, I may as well. I don't have anything to do except Uber my children around. So
there you go, man. I love that. Keep those dreams alive. It doesn't matter, right? You just keep on going. Make those dreams happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So Jason, man, let's check out your campaign. We're going to bring yours up first.
Cool.
So we've got, let me bring this up here. We got Pulp Girls, Prince's STARthief 1 through 4.
Yes. 4th issue and more.
Nice. And this is your 8th campaign that you've done for this. So give us a bit. So obviously issue 4 is the new issue in this campaign.
Correct.
All right. And then you basically have got catch up. So you can get 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Give us a bit of an idea, because I know you don't have a campaign video here. So if we can kind of go through a synopsis of what Prince's STARthief issue 4 is about, but really, like, how did we get to issue 4?
Sure. This is the climax of the first story arc. The story is set up to run 12 issues, and so issues 1 through 3 lead directly to this, and this is the culmination of the battle between our protagonist, our princess, and her sister. So ultimately, the story is a character that's loosely inspired by a familiar character. It's a sci-fi, and basically she's a space pirate, but the backstory is that she's the daughter of one of the most powerful corporations in the galaxy, and the corporations, it's near future, and corporations took over and spread to the stars and became like monarchies. And so instead of going along with her crazy family and their plans for her, she strikes out against them, rebels, and starts stealing all their stuff. And in the first issue, she's been looking for something this whole time, and we don't know what. And she's tired of looking, and she's decided she's going to take the fight directly to her family. And the first stop on her list is her younger sister, the Firebird. There are variant covers that have some of the different characters. So she is the character that's in the banner that she looks like a cross between Rey from the prequels of Star Wars and Boba Fett. Looks like a Rey character that has a Boba Fett fetish.
Mm-hmm.
And so the two of them have been tangling for the last 2 issues, and at the end of issue 3, they go hand to hand combat out in space, and so we pick up right where that left off. And like I said, this is the ending of the first story arc, so it kind of sets the table for what's to come.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And you got some really cool looking covers.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so Winston Young is the artist that I work with. I created and wrote it, and I was coloring it, and I'm now working with Ronaldo Barada to help with the colors. And so the main cover is always by Winston. And then each issue, we like to have a few variant covers for the Kickstarters, and I try and find exciting and cool new artists to work with. I previously worked with the company Action Lab, running their Danger Zone Mature Readers imprint, and we did lots of variant covers. So I've worked with lots of artists over the years, and it's fun to set up, covers to see everybody's take on the characters. And so the covers are primarily featuring Princess STARthief, but then, as I mentioned, we have other characters in the cast, her family that we've featured, such as Firebird, the one in the blue suit, and then the Queen, which is if Firebird is inspired by Padme and Princess STARthief is Princess Leia, then the Queen is inspired by Queen Amidala a little bit. So she's got some crazy hair and costumes.
Oh, nice. And this cover by
Amidala might.
Kiyonoki
Yeah,
is insane.
Yeah, that's the second cover we got from them, and they did the first cover I got from them was on issue 3, and they did one of Princess STARthief that was amazing. So I was like, yeah, got to have them back. And they also did a cover for the Swiss Army Woman issue 2, which I did in between the 2 Kickstarters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
you got a cover here by Luton.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I hadn't worked with them before. So yeah, each Kickstarter we have artists that I've worked with, like Bill McKay, Michael McComb, and new artists.
So we've got a Bill McKay cover right here.
Yeah.
Boom. I love Bill. He's such a great guy.
He is. I've boothed next to him before, and we've guested shows together. Really chill, super cool guy. And he's always funny. He's always like, "Oh, the dirty, dirty pencils."
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bill and I are good friends, and I've worked with him on his first comic, and I was coloring it. It was a book called Night of the 80s Undead, and
okay.
I love his pencils.
His pencils are ridiculous.
His pencils are amazing, and I love just coloring pencils, so I colored from his pencils. But he likes to get everything digitally cleaned, and it looks great. But I mean, his pencils are amazing. It's like, why? I just constantly am telling him, Bill, your pencils are so great. Don't waste your time with ink.
Oh yeah, his pencils are like they're finished product. They are like
they've got a heft, a weight to them, and a grittiness. And
he does have really great language. Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah,
and this Maurizio Moro cover is awesome too. How many different covers do you have on this campaign?
there are 9 base covers, and those each come with a regular trade version, and then there's a virgin variant and a foil virgin variant, and then a couple of the covers, 3 of the covers have sexy variants, and those are in virgin and foil as well. And then we have some add-on covers. In previous campaigns, I've done some add-ons as stretch rewards that unlock throughout the campaign. This campaign, I'm doing a release each week. So 1 week after the Kickstarter started, we released a new add-on variant, and then with week 2 and week 3.
Yeah, Marcus Kelligrew says no uniboob here. We need some uniboobs.
That's because that's the way boobs always look. I think it's really funny, and I get it. It looks really sexy and cool when people draw like the painted on clothes, but clothes don't fit that way. I mean, look at this. It's totally uniboob. Like, seriously.
Wait, what's uniboob?
Like clothing is just like uniboob. Like, we don't have it where it like goes under and like separates everything. I mean, this one kind of does, but for the most part, like they don't. Like, you don't get the, you know,
the lines, like the defined
like
lines.
Yeah, like that's not how women's clothes fit. They're always like
our ratings just shut up. I need his freaking comment to come up. Here we go. Marcus Keller. Wow, I did good. Good job, Marcus. Good job. Now you got some big tiers here too.
Yeah, we've got some sets for, to collect the base covers, or a set for all the trades and versions, and then we've got a couple producer sets where you can get those, as well as your name and some of the credits. And we always do one, our biggest tier, the Envy of All Backers, that gets you everything, and then something else that no one else gets.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. You have a lot of different tiers here. So you got your sexy variants here. Very nice. You got a lot of sold out stuff here.
Yeah, well, we do the foils are limited to 1 of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's very cool. They're all so cute. You ever notice that every one of them is just cute as all hell, right?
Yeah. And then you've got your other series in here too.
Yeah, Swiss Army Woman. Princess STARthief is part of a collection of concepts that I call Pulp Girls, and they're all different comics that are set in different genres with different female protagonists. And Swiss Army Woman and Princess STARthief are the 2 that we've released so far. And I was going to say, you mentioned the Mauricio Mora, that's cover H. I'm actually working with them on the next Pulp Girl series that will follow this, that we haven't announced yet.
Oh, very cool.
So there will
very
be
cool. And actually, there was a comment,
soon.
I think, actually, before we even went live. Jetta Jaga said, I bought Super Real comics from Jasin at San Diego Comic-Con back in 06, 07. Got deals
Way
if you
back.
bought them all then. Way back.
Well, yeah. I started out with a book called Super Real, and I self-published that. It was my 20th anniversary at San Diego Comic-Con this year, and that's the first show that I ever did with a little ash can of Super Real. And so, yeah, it's always great to hear from people, from fans that have been around since, the early days. Or, they'll come by and
awesome.
like, hey, I bought something from you. Like, I don't even know how long ago. I'm like, yep, that was me.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats to 20 years. That's great.
Thank you.
And of course,
it took
you're
me a
showing
few
how
years
you
to actually get published, but yeah, I mean, that was the first show I did.
Nice. And then everything's going to go out packed and shipped safely in Gemini comic mailers.
Of course.
Perfect.
And remember, man, Gemini comic mailers are family business. They're just like us. They're
are they?
Yeah, they are a family-owned business. They created this for comic book collectors. So yeah, they are a family-owned business. They're people think it's just about like the writer or the artist or whatever, but we're all a part of the team, you know, like when you guys, and I've said this before, especially during COVID, when people weren't out as much, that when you guys back creators, you're supporting yourselves. You're supporting the idea that you can do it too, because someone else is doing it. You're getting their perspective, their stories. You're not getting anything mass marketed from the media telling you what to think, what to do, what to buy. But it's also about supporting the artists, the writers, the letters, the Gemini mailers, the shippers, the printers. And we are all family, small family businesses.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's very true. It's like, you're keeping an ecosystem alive.
Yes, exactly. I love that you use that word. That's the word I use all the time for stuff like that. Ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Let's all say it. Let's all say it now.
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Nah, man, but this is really cool. And everyone, if you want to, all the campaigns tonight, if you want to dive deeper while we're chatting, please feel free to look in the description below. All the links for all the campaigns are in the description below. Our mods are doing a great job posting up links in the live chat for you as well. So check out, these great campaigns. There's so much good stuff. There's a lot of items that you're going to want to go through. So if you're interested in, Pulp Girls comics here, Princess STARthief, you may want to start, checking out the page yourself and just scrolling through all these covers, all these tiers. Great stuff. I mean,
and if you're a retailer, there is a retailer pack in there.
There is.
And it includes your store logo if you choose. So that is I was very impressed with that. That was a really smoking deal. Like, that's very cool of you.
Yeah, it's tough with the finances of Kickstarter, the print runs that we're doing to offer much of a discount, but I discount it as much as I can. And I thought I'd never offered the logo before, and I thought, with this being virtually print on demand, there's no reason I couldn't slap a logo on there for them.
Now, are your books currently in, like your previous books, are they in comic shops?
Well, okay, so the Pulp Girls books are not. That's a new line of books that I'm building through crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is part one, and is the first channel, with an eye towards the direct market after that. And I was looking to start down that path to look at publishers for the direct market once I finished a story arc, like I will be here with Princess STARthief. But with the distribution and such turmoil right now, I don't know if it's not better to pause for a little bit and see how things shake out.
Yeah, the distribution market's not as bad as it's played out in the media. Let me put it that way. It's nothing to fear, Diamond's actually still doing well.
In the immediate right now with image switching and we're just waiting to maybe
feel out who's going to survive,
to adjust for how they're doing things before I start putting my first issue in thing.
Gotcha. Now, after this campaign, are you going into issue 5 with this, or do you have another series that you're kind of working in tandem?
Well, right now I'm just doing the books through crowdfunding. I don't have other distractions. So yeah, I'm doing other things in tandem. So yeah, I will be going straight to issue 5. But then also, like I said, I have a new Pulp Girls concept that's will follow this before that.
Nice. And have you tried other crowdfunding sites?
Army Woman. I haven't. I haven't done anything on Indiegogo. I thought I should probably try running one of those after a Kickstarter, at least see what the audience is there for me. Because I just started out on Kickstarter, and it's like there's no reason I couldn't do both. I'm seriously looking to release through there, or at least try that.
Yeah, definitely. I would give it a go. You got that, and Fund My Comic launched a few months ago. It's another site that could use some more creators on there. But yeah, I would definitely give Indiegogo a try and see if you can capture their culture there, their audience there, that back on Indiegogo, and see how well it does. I mean, you got sexy women on comics, so I think it'll probably do pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. You're going to do great. You're going to do so good.
It speaks to an audience. So that's a nice thing about it. It's got an advantage in that regard.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jason, thanks for coming on and bringing us your campaign. It looks good. Everyone, again, I'm going to say this probably 3 times tonight, but with all these campaigns, even if it's something that you guys aren't into or if you don't have the funds, remember the best thing you can always do in supporting the indie community is share. Copy those links in the description, share it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Threads, whatever platform you're on. Just
Mhm.
spread the word. You may know one person, you might know 50 people that may be interested in backing these books. So do everyone a favor and just share out this stream while we're live too, so people can come and meet the creators that are behind these books, so people can see the passion that they have for what they're doing. That's why we do this. But yeah, so check it out, everyone. So Pulp Girls, Prince S STARthief, issue 4 with 1, 2, and 3 also on this campaign. Check it out. Looks amazing. Jason, this is awesome. And when your next campaign goes live, please reach out. We'll get back on so we can share it and chat about it.
You bet. You bet. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, man. And
Great
you're
to be
welcome to
back.
hang out with us as we talk
Okay.
to Josh is up next. We're gonna go from we're taking a little different turn here. We're gonna be taking a darker turn, but it definitely looks like a fun one. So Josh, you're up. We've got Little Sally Bloody Beginnings. This is pretty cool, man.
Thanks.
Very cool. Now, you know what I'll do is, before we jump into it, I'll play your video, and then we'll go into like your campaign, your backstory, because you've been working on this for many years, and you're just bringing it into the crowdfunding from basically just doing everything yourself. So I'm gonna play this video. We'll check it out, and then we'll chat with you.
Sounds good.
Spending my life, digging my trenches, pushing my boulder around my head. Rain coming down, nothing but darkness. Get to the top before it gives. One push forward, then too far. But my bones are broken and my soul is cracked. Spilling my blood, filling my trenches, pushing my boulder against my will.
Ah, that's so cool, man.
That was nice.
I like the music. Is that your music?
Yeah.
Love
It's
it.
available on iTunes, Spotify, all the fun places.
What do you play?
Everything.
Do you? Awesome.
Yep. I'm a musician since I was 15.
Yeah,
So,
that's
23
awesome.
years.
Very cool.
Yeah, I
man.
haven't been a
Very
musician
cool.
that long, but I've got stuff out too. So I'm always excited to meet other musicians. And Nile's a musician.
Yeah, I'm a drummer.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Wish I could play more. But
Know the feeling.
when you play the drums, I'm actually looking at. I've been looking at electric kits. Something I can put the headphones on and just jam out.
Yeah, they're
know.
fun.
They're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
They are. I've been checking Facebook Marketplace, see what they have. I saw a couple. Now I just have to convince my wife. But she wants her piano first. So we're in the process of getting her piano shipped up from New York and brought over here. That'll be a fun journey. But let's talk. Let's. We don't need to talk about my wife's piano. That's just silliness. Let's talk a little Sally here, because I just love this, man. Like the depths of your mind to just create this visual concept as well as the story is really cool. So let's start, because when we were talking pre-show, you're mentioning like this is kind of in like a 20-year thing. So let's talk about how this all came to be and how you got to where you are today.
So between 03 and 06, I was going to school for audio production, hence the music. And they had a comic book club. And I started doing little one-off things. It was kind of just like, wasn't a full-fledged story, just this, this little girl that turns into this giant monster, just killing bad people, essentially. I didn't really think a whole lot about it. And then about 10 years later, I go back to college again for video game design. And I ended up using her for a couple of the projects, and people saw the artwork, they saw what I was doing with it, and some of the teachers were like, man, you should do like a comic book. And then I think it was like 2 years ago, I finally decided to actually put out the first issue. You know, I came up with the whole story arc and everything. But essentially, Sally's about a little girl who gets murdered in a mass shooting and is brought back to the life by it's called the balance. In their universe, it's like the light and dark, life and death, good versus evil, but they're an entity kind of like a scale of justice kind of thing. And currently in the Little Sally universe, too many bad things are happening, and so the scales are tipping to the dark side. So she's brought back to life with her stuffed teddy bear and stuffed unicorn, Ted and Uni, and they are given a hit list of the worst people that harm children. So she's like, you know, a vengeful spirit, so to speak, for kids. And with the artwork, she kind of walks a gray line where she's innocent, but she's also a monster. She goes after really bad people, but she also brutally murders them. So it's like she's like, you know, she walks that gray line in between of good and evil. And so the artwork is pretty much black and white with gray tones, except for red and green. And for those that know the color wheel, red and green are opposites on the color wheel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know, the red and green is artwork. You know, I'm a huge Tom McFarlane fan. Spawn. So that's a, you know, big influence. And where the idea kind of came from was, you know, when I was a kid getting to Spawn, there was I don't know what his name, Kincaid. He's one of the he's a child murderer in the Spawn universe. He's like one of the first people that Spawn goes after. And when I was a kid, I always thought it'd be interesting if there was like a superhero that was kind of just for kids, that wasn't just that did, you know, for adults and all this kind of stuff. And so it's kind of like, you know, the groundworks for the idea of Little Sally. And right now the campaign is for issues 1 through 5. Like Jason was talking about his first arc, this is kind of like the first arc for Sally, where it's just kind of her learning her abilities, Ted and Uni learning a little bit about themselves. They go after 3 of some of the targets that have been given to them. These pictures are from issue 3 for a woman called Scarlet Widow, who runs an orphanage, but at the same time she sells kids. I don't go into detail in the books of what the, you know, buyers are doing, but, you know, it's a hinted kind of a thing. And so, you know, Sally sent after Scarlet to save some kids and pretty much rid the world of her. This is issue 4, Shattered Memories. At this point in time, she's been alive for 24 hours. And so she's, you know, going back to check on the kids, see how things are going. But she also gets to go home. And she hasn't been home the entire time she's been alive because, you know, she's been told that she can't see her family, she can't see her friends because, you know, obviously people wouldn't understand, like, hey, we saw you die, now you're back alive and you've got a talking murderous unicorn and teddy bear. And so the house is abandoned, obviously possibly for years, hasn't really been discussed very well yet into the story, but it's obviously been abandoned. And she's given a photo album, so she can, you know, she talks a little bit more about her mom and her dad, a little bit more backstory of Sally as we go along. And then the last issue is issue 5 in the book, and she goes after, that's the cover for issue 5, Family Ties.
Aha, cool.
Great cover.
Thanks.
That is cool.
And so she's going after Dolores and Sebastian, and they're a mom and son duo that, let's just say, are not very nice to children. The mother kind of has like an Elizabeth Bathory kind of thing where she thinks like their blood will keep her youthful, even though she looks old and haggard. and then the son pretty much takes care of them after she's done. And so Sally and the gang are pretty much sent after them to put a stop to them. And it starts hinting at what's coming in the next arc, which I'm working on issue 6 right now. It's called Babes and the Butcher. It's like 42 pages right now. It's taking me quite a while to draw the whole entire thing out. So it's been a while since I've released issue 6. I think it's been about a year since issue 5, because past year moved from Washington State to New York State, finding jobs and all that kind of stuff. So just drawing in my free time. And these are the collector cards. There's 10 total. One of them is just the cover of Bloody Beginnings. So you've got Sally, Ted, Uni, Timmy. She's the boy she saves when she goes after Scarlet. In the middle, you have the darkness, and then you got the light side. Bottom left, you got Scarlet, then Dolores, and Sebastian. So those are the characters that we've met so far in the series. And on the back of the cards has like small little bios on all of them and everything. And they do come in like regular and metallic, as shown in the video.
Oh, very cool, man. I love your art style, dude. I love the whole concept of everything, and then your style. And Mary, is it Mary Haley? I completely see the inspiration. Said the ice cream man from Spawn. Your art is very McFarlane-esque.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was a big inspiration when I was a kid.
Yeah, I really digging this. And you know what I love about it too is it has that great underground comic feel, right? When like you look at those first Ninja Turtle comics, right? Just the style is so it's gritty. You know, it's just it grabs your attention. You know, and in your book, it does that with your style and your feel. You know, your fine lines that you do, and then the thick lines that you have in, and your gray scales. It's all really it's a really great, unique style.
Yeah, the kid's so creepy. I love it.
Yeah. You know, I love the bear, the unicorn.
Another part of it too is the reason why I chose like kind of a cartoony look is because it's like a kid's story. And so I figured Johann Vasquez, you know, Invader Zim, Giant Homicidal Maniac, he had that kind of cartoony look. And I figured that would fit for like a murderous demon child versus if I just did like, you know, a typical Western style art feel, just like more child cartoony feel, just seemed a little bit better for fit the story.
Very cool. Now you have this on Fund My Comics, so this is the first this is your first crowdfunding campaign, correct?
Well, I did try Kickstarter, and that was like a while ago. Didn't go out so well. So Fund My Comic just started and figured, hey, I'd just give it a try, see how it is on this new platform.
Yep. And how long's your campaign been going?
It'll be 60 days on the 1st of September. That's
16 days? 60 days? Okay.
Yeah, so September 1st will be 60 days, so it's been over a month.
All right, nice. So you're at, let's see, where are we at here? So you've got, all right, we got to get you some backers, man.
Yeah.
We got to get some backers, and only 2 backers on this, people.
Yeah.
Share this, grab this link, spread the word.
And my wife always jokes, she's like, you don't know how to promote yourself. I'm like, man, I work a 9-to-5 job, and then there's only so much. I'm like, yeah, if I was like these kids, you know, sit at home all day, then I could probably be on Twitch and YouTube doing a whole bunch of stuff, trying to pimp myself out there. But, you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, man, when you get into the crowdfunding arena like this, that's what it's like. We work our day jobs, and then we spend our nights doing this.
It is a full-time job. People think, oh, I'm just going to put it up on Kickstarter. I'm going to put it up on Indiegogo. I'm going to put it up wherever. And then I'm just going to go draw the book. And they don't realize, like, running a campaign is a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is a total full-time job. From launch to, and like, oh, I didn't do so. Oh, I saw you were where during your ending?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're like, oh, I went to the mall. Like, get your ass online. Talk to people. Message people. Spread the word, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of comic book groups I'm in and Twitter groups and stuff like that really, hey, how's it going? Check out my campaign.
Yep. That's it. You hit that. You know what the big thing is, and it really is. And there's a, you know, I started out doing this channel. Me and Billy started, and there wasn't too many. Like EVS was pretty big with his stuff, and there was a very few channels going on. And we started back in beginning of 2019, I believe it was. I think we did like a soft launch, but like our official launch of the channel I think was March of 2019. And I've seen so many, like a lot of our old viewers have shows now that are doing good. Some are creators that are doing exceptionally well, with amazing growth. And the key really for their success really has been a lot of YouTube, and bringing other creators on and talking. And it takes a lot of time. It does, but it brings in this personal point to it, right? It brings in, you're bringing them into your world. They get to know you personally. They understand truly how passionate you are, how passionate other people are that you have on. And, they like you, they begin to like you. They, start purchasing your product. They realize, oh, wow, this is a great product. Word starts getting around. Then you get invited on other streams, and then you're getting their audience. And it takes time.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a lot of time. It's not an overnight thing, but the help I've seen, just YouTube promotion alone, and then, some Twitter promotion or X, it's X now, promoting things like that. I mean, it really is a proven method. It's just a very exhausting method.
Yes.
There's nights, like I had a crazy day today, and I'm like, fuck, I got to stream tonight, but I want to go to bed, but I can't, I can't go to bed. I got to, drink that coffee, get that caffeine, get myself hyped up. But, you do it. And then after you're done doing it, it feels good, and that's that, right? It's like after you're doing it, like, yeah, I'm glad I got that done, and
it always
got
feels
a few
good.
more subscribers, this and that, everything's good. So as much as it, it sucks, it's just, if you want to get that growth, you just got to somehow find that energy and live off reduced sleep and just try to crank away at it. I'm not preaching to you, man. I'm just letting you know my experience on it. But that is, the grind is real. The grind is fucking real. But this deserves the grind. This has such a unique style, and it's a good style that this needs to get in front of more people. 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah. So everyone, please, watching this live, watching this recorded, grab the links, all the links tonight, share them out, get eyes on this, and just keep trying it. Try Kickstarter again. Try Indiegogo. Don't stop.
No plans.
Keep on pushing.
Back in the day, we had to pay for it all to be printed and then go from store events to Comic-Con, selling it one book at a time. We didn't have crowdfunding. You had to have some money, and so we're so
She had to walk to school in the snow.
Uphill both ways in the dark, 5 miles.
I actually had to do that.
So, the deal.
Oh, yeah. And this is, I don't plan on stopping. Like I said, it's a passion project of mine, money or no money. The end goal is to have 20 issues. So I have everything planned out for the 20 issues. It's just, like you said, just getting that time to do everything.
Yeah, that's the hard part, the time management, So good luck with that, by the way. Good luck with that, getting set up and getting on there and networking, man. Keep networking. That's why I like to do this show as like a hangout stream, right? Because who knows, maybe you guys kick it off and you introduce people to each other's fan bases and whatnot. It's way better than having one guest on at a time, because we all get to see what the other person's doing. We all get to feel their passion about what they're doing, which is pretty cool. And again, man, this is really cool, dude. I like this. I like this a lot. Very nice. So I got a question though. Have you ever thought of working on anything linear, like any other stories that are outside of Little Sally?
There's one that's been like rolling around in my noggin for a bit. Like a really know how to explain. Think Death Wish. You know the movie Death Wish?
Yeah.
But main character is a werewolf.
There you go.
Something
is it
like
called
that.
Wolf Wish?
No. I was thinking calling it The Lie.
Oh, that's nice. Kind of brutal.
Yes, I like that. Very
I like
cool, man.
I like Death Wolf. Flip the other way.
Death Wolf. There you go. Very cool. But yeah, man, this is great. Everyone, again, check out the campaign. Little Sally, Bloody Beginnings on fundmycomic.com. Let's get some backers on there. We're at 2 backers right now. There's 22 days to go. There's only a $2,000 goal. Very can definitely be reached within 22 days. So help spread the word for Josh on this great series. I mean, there's 5 issues here. There's 5 issues, and let's just look real quick. So you get digital comic collection for $10. You know, digital version of Bloody Beginnings for $12. Physical bundle, right? You're getting get physical copies of issues 1 through 5. 5 comics for $20. That's great.
That is
That is
super
great.
great.
That is super great.
And I believe you have a
$20
retailer
right
pack
here.
in here too. You've got a digital collection.
We got
10
foil
bucks,
physicals.
Yep.
Yep. We got the Bloody Beginnings trade paperback for $25.
Then all those books. That's
all books
crazy
bundle,
cool.
$40.
And then a retailer bundle as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the retail. Where's the retail? How much is the retail bundle? Oh, right here. Retail
200.
bundle. 200.
Yeah. And
Ooh.
you get 10 books. And
Yep,
then
10
you also
copies.
get 10 copies of Little Sally. And then you also get the digital beginnings.
Nice. Now, wait, is this the... Yeah, oh, this is the trade paperback bundle. Yeah. That's why that's 200.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that's the trade
There's
paperback.
10 copies of the trade paperback. Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case anyone was curious, like, why is 10 copies here 200? Because that's the trade paperback. So very cool, man. And you know, feel maybe you're doing it already, but call local comic shops, see if they'll carry it.
Yeah.
You know, I might know a couple up in my area. I could message you some numbers because they like carrying indie books.
Mm-hmm.
They got a nice little section. But yeah, Josh, thanks so much, man, for coming on, showing us this great book, the series you have. And you know, we'll continue sharing, and we're gonna do this for all the campaigns tonight, but we'll keep throwing out links, you know, periodically, just helping, you know, spread the word of the campaigns, you know, on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram, and I've been messing with Threads, but I don't like it. I don't like Threads.
I heard that if you delete like Threads, it deletes your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never got into it. I didn't even know it was a thing. I really
Well, if you don't like it, you just don't have to use it. It doesn't do anything, you know. I just don't.
It's just another platform owned by the same people.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what we should start doing? We should start texting each other again. Like, you know what?
There you go.
Hello?
Get that rotary dial going.
Right?
I'll start talking to people again.
Online, they're posting like, you called me, my phone. You called
Do you
me.
is that actually hooked up? Like, can you make calls on that?
I could if I plugged it in.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
I
plugged
wanted to get
in.
it hooked up through my computer, and I wanted to get it through like a secondary number, or try to get my old phone number back, but I can't seem to do that. But I can get it hooked up through my cell phone, I don't know. I'm working on it.
That'd be cool.
That would be super cool.
Yeah. So all right. So let's check out. We got Mr. Paul Monsky up. Let's get into some tantalizing adventures. I see chicks in bikinis.
Yeah. This looks super sexy.
This is your first campaign, right, Paul?
Yes, it is.
There we go. We got some virgins tonight. I love it. But we'll play your campaign video, and then we'll jump into your your backstory and everything. Va-va-va-voom!
Yep.
Nice. All right, Mr. Paul.
I like that. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So
That
let's
was kinda
talk.
sexy.
That was sexy. Let's talk some tantalizing adventures.
Okay.
You just want to do a
Yeah.
comic with bikinis?
Yeah, that's part of the reason, of course.
There you
That's
go.
want to do a comic with bikinis.
There you go.
I like good girl art, and I've been a fan of FemForce for almost 40 years. Been reading comics for over 50 years. And, Jungle Girls used to be, prevalent in the golden age. AC Comics does a lot of reprints. So I've gotten to see Jungle Girl comics from the 40s, from the 50s. They have their own Jungle Girl. And so I'm just a fan of Jungle Girls. I'm a fan of good girl art. I've done some work for FemForce. I know a lot of artists and people who work for AC Comics, and got started writing stories for AC Comics. Actually, my artist, the guy who painted the cover, the main cover, got me started. He wanted to do art for FemForce, and I had the connection. So that's how I kind of started writing comic books stories. But yeah, so Jungle Girl, she's one of my characters. I developed her about 20 years ago, and I had a day job. And so once I retired, it was time to invest in my hobby a little bit more seriously. So
Yeah, definitely.
I had a lot of stories built up that I'd already written with her, and so I knew some artists, and let's do a book.
Very
Love it.
cool. Now, so to give us a bit of the synopsis, what if someone backs this book and they get it in their hand, what can they expect?
Well, it's 5 tales. It's 5 tales. They all feature the same character, but it's basically your Jungle Girl situations. And so you've got 5 different stories. It's a lot of action, a lot of running around the jungle. And, she gets into perilous situations. She gets herself out of perilous situations. It'll give you an idea of kind of, the stories give you insight into the character and how she thinks and who she is. But it's really just, if you like classic comic book storytelling and you kind of enjoy good girl art and you want to read fun and entertaining stories that have a lot of action and adventure in them. It's influenced by pulp heroes. I mean, I was a kid who watched Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan movies on Saturday and Ron Ely Tarzan. And, so this is all those 70s and 80s influences are kind of on display. I mean, if that's the era of comic books you like, or if you like good girl arts, you're going to love this, because this is what this is. And I mean, I've got artists like Rudy Nebres, who, hopefully most of your audience is familiar, is, one of that wave of Filipino artists who came over in the 70s, who did a lot of work on Savage Sword of Conan. The first story in the book, he actually penciled the story.
Oh, very cool.
So, and one of the current FemForce artists did this story right here that you're looking at. And Ed did the cover. He did a bunch of stories. Ed Coots, that's my partner, although he's kind of a grumpy old man who doesn't like to do any YouTube stuff. So you'll probably never see his face. But if you're in a convention in New York City, he might be there.
Yeah.
And then Bill Black did the alternate cover. And I don't know how many people realize just how much of a legend Bill Black should
Yeah, I was gonna
be.
say, oh, you got Bill Black. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like the Russ Meyer or Andy Sedaris of comic books. I mean, he's one of the first people who started a comic book company at the dawn of the direct market, and his company still exists and still publishes. It's the only one. He's managed, he managed that company through hundreds of companies going out of business because they couldn't figure out how to find a place in the marketplace. He's the original independent comic book publisher. I mean, so I love Bill Black. I love AC Comics, and he did a cover for me, which I think is just.
That's a great cover. It's the one on the right here.
Yeah, it's the one on the right. It's just one of my pride and joys that he would even do that. And so this is kind of a it's my character, but it's also an ode to just all the good girl art and classic Jungle Girl tales that have ever been. So
now with this campaign, because you're on a flexible goal here, right? So are you gonna extend it after the 21 days?
Yes. Yeah. I'm on the first 30, I guess.
Yep.
And so I'm 9 days into it. And I do plan on extending it at the 30-day mark, but I also plan on going in demand. The issue here isn't, I mean, the book is done.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, 92 pages is done.
Wow.
I mean, 80 pages of story. 80 pages of story, over a half dozen pinups, and it's ready to go. It's how many am I going to print of each cover, and this campaign is giving me some idea of which one needs to be printed more or not. But it's ready to go to the printers whenever I kind of line up the printer and send it. So.
Yeah, and Bill Black's cover seems to be the taker right now.
Yeah, Bill. There's a lot of XC Comics fans who immediately backed because of Bill's cover. So
no, that's great. And $25 for almost 100 pages is a good deal.
That's a smoking deal.
I thought so.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, that's great. And Jasin, man, I mean, you've got your Pulp girls. I mean, what's your thought on the Good Girl comics here?
Oh yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, we're definitely have some overlap in audience here.
Yeah, I was looking at his, thinking I like his. So.
Whether it be Good Girl centric or also Pulp centric. So I've got that right in the title. It's that was kind of the genesis of the line, was that there were I wanted to do a Flash Gordon comic book, and that's very much Pulp serial, and just kind of grew from that.
Is Flash Gordon public domain?
No.
No, he's not, right?
No.
Is he coming up though?
Somebody just announced they got the license. I forget which publisher. It wasn't Titan, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, Jason, you might want to look into some of the AC Comics reprints, because there's a ton of sexy sci-fi heroines from the 40s who are in the public domain. And, Mist of the Moon might not be a bad one to start with. So.
Yeah, we did a show. I think it might have been last week, because a few of our friends have done some public domain stuff, and their books are doing very well. And we kind of did a public domain characters and how to use them, right?
Yeah.
And the stuff you can do with them is great. I think there was because like Billy had done one. We had Patrick Thomas Parnell on. We had Von Klaus on, Michael Odin on, and we had Norwal on to talk about all their books. And they had some great stuff. So if you guys look back at last week's episode, you can check that out. And they've got some great knowledge on that stuff, because you can do a lot with these public domain characters that just kind of sit there. I mean, Zorro's like a tricky one, but a lot of the other ones aren't too bad. I know Billy did Miss Fury. That was pretty cool.
if you go back to the Golden Age character and start there, I mean, the only issue that arises is when you step on somebody else's interpretation and take something they added to the character or the series, and then you use it in yours. That's when it gets tricky. But if you start with just what's in the public domain and create your own concept, you're fine.
Yeah.
I love that you said that, and I really appreciate that you did, because a lot of people wouldn't think that. I mean, we have a big culture of fan fiction right now. And it's one thing to write your own stories in other people's universes for your own enjoyment and for your people's enjoyment. It's another thing to take it over to a crowdfunding source and sell it. And that's something that's never been brought up, to take an idea from someone else doing a public domain character. Like, what was that Peter Pan one, and he had like a prequel to it, its own, but you can't, that's not canon. So yeah, it's not cool to take that. So thank you for bringing that up, because it's something that we actually haven't discussed on the show at all, ever.
Yeah, well, it's like Von Klaus is doing a Black Terror book.
Yep, the Black Terror book.
So absolutely, it's I backed it. I'm gonna get it. You know.
Yeah, that came to mind because
I like that character. Black Terror has been done by 8 gazillion other people. I mean, including AC Comics has a character based on Black Terror. You know, so you can't, like, somebody doing a Black Terror book couldn't take Von's specific things that he's created about the character and then use that in their Black Terror. They have to go back to the beginning and come up with their own ideas. So that's it's doable. You just, you know, you can't step on other people's copyright, basically.
It's also known in the industry as a dick move.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Actually, it was last Thursday's show on Thursday Night Live with Billy Tucci.
Yeah,
the one that he did. Yeah. There's actually, though, I'm sorry to go off topic a bit, but I'm trying to find Michael Odin's because it was really cool. And I can't think of the name of the book off the top of my head.
Let me see. I can probably grab it for you.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, his book, because I have it.
Because we had him. He was on.
Yeah, he was on. So you sent it to me, and it was Michael Oden. It was Judex #1.
Judex, yeah. I don't know if you guys remember the Judex, but that was what he did with it was so cool. So if you guys check that out, I think it's on Indiegogo.
I'm gonna put this in the chat right there so everyone can see it. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, check that campaign out. That's just a great example of someone using public domain, which is really cool. But back to your book, Paul. I love you got 6 stories in here.
It's 5 stories.
5 stories. I'm sorry, 5 stories in here. You know, almost 100 pages.
Yeah,
I mean, that's great.
Yeah,
very cool. Now, where are you going to go from here? So this is your first campaign. What happens after Tantalizing Adventures?
He's going to Disneyland. No.
I have other characters. I've got a superhero character. I'm working with somebody. We're doing some stuff with that. I've actually got a book in progress with that character. That Bobby Ragland, who did a story in this book, is the primary penciler in that one. And I have several other characters. So I have stories that are done and have been printed, but they haven't been collected up into like a single volume. I have a sci-fi character that has a good 32-page story already done. So I have different characters I can kind of do as I, am feeling them in that, in that time frame. But I'm just happy to be kind of playing with my characters and getting them out there and having people see them and entertaining people. And that's kind of where I'm going. Alina is probably my favorite character. That's why she ended up first. And so, I have other story ideas for her as well. So I tend to like to write 8 to 12 page stories, maybe a 22 or 30 page story here and there. And so it fits for, putting 4 or 5 stories together, and usually there's some through line concept. I mean, if you grew up with kind of the Bronze Age and the early direct market comic books, you had stories that were told in a single issue, but there were overarching storylines that were hinted at early, and then 6 issues later they might actually come back to them. And so that's kind of how I think about comics. That, like I said, I've been reading comics since I was 6. So I've been through the Bronze Age, the whatever it was after the Bronze Age, the beginning of the direct market, the 90s and the bad girl phase, and so I've seen a lot of books, and I just that's kind of, you hit a certain age, and that's my nostalgia as I remember the old days. So
nice. So well, before I ask my next question, everyone check it out. Tantalizing Adventures on Indiegogo. 21 days left to go. Check out the campaign, back it, share it, help it out, on all your social media. Again, we checked out Little Sally, Bloody Beginnings on Fund My Comic. That was Josh's book. Check that out as well. Share it out. And of course, we've got Pulp Girls, Princess, STARthief 1 through 4. That's Jason's book. Really great stuff tonight. Oh, you just got a backer.
Hey!
There you go. Cowbell. There we go. That's better than Billy's bell. I'm telling you.
He's like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So Paul, I do want to ask though, so, as an avid reader of comics for so long, and we see everything in today's mainstream comic book market, you reminisce on the good old days. What are your thoughts about what's being produced now?
I actually stopped reading most of the stuff from DC and Marvel 10 years ago. I mean, I was still buying it for probably 5 years before that, and found that I either wasn't reading it or I was flipping through it very quickly because I wasn't very engaged.
And you're tired of seeing all the damn ads, because every time you open it up, it's like you're in the middle of a story.
And the story, the page count went down, the price went up. I mean, but
I
mean, I'm not even I started with 25-cent comics, so
like I'm not even gonna read anymore. I don't even know how.
But it just ended up. I had like the whole Wonder Woman run, and I'm like, I don't want to break my run. I got to keep buying this book. But I would never read it.
That's what they count
on.
Exactly right, Jason. Yeah.
The only book I read stuff from AC Comics. That's my pull list. They're hard to find. I've had to go to Midtown Comics and get them mail order, and to do that, I have to buy a bunch of other stuff that I wouldn't necessarily purchase. But it's not DC and Marvel stuff that I'm buying when I buy from Midtown. It's independent creators, or at least smaller shops. I buy AC Comics, and I've for the last 2 years I've been buying crowdfunded books.
Yeah.
I mean,
same here.
I just find that if the campaign appeals to me, if the pitch appeals to me, I'll take a shot on it, and really, I haven't been disappointed yet. So, it's much better to, if you're going to lay down that kind of money, it's better to enjoy reading it than to just put it in a bag and put it in a box somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Jason? Are you staying up to date with mainstream comics, or are you just more focused on your own deal?
Well, yeah, less and less. I have a pull at the local shop, and my eyes have always been bigger than my stomach when it comes to comics, and I could show you all the short boxes of unread books piling up around here. I actually did a show last year that I wasn't exhibiting as a creator, just to sell off some of my unread stock. It went really well. I sold 18 short boxes.
Oh, that's great.
But I like I said, less and less. It's tougher to find the time and or the return on my investment in time, that it takes to read it, and equal to enjoyment. but yeah, most, a lot of indie, and I was always a big Marvel fan, so I still follow a few titles there. If they've got creators or artists that are interesting.
Cool, man. Well, hey, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. You guys have great campaigns. Like I said, we'll continue sharing them. And everyone that's watching this live, like I said before, click those links below. Share those links out if you can and you want to help out. Same goes for anyone watching this recorded. Check out those links below. Share the links out if you can. And again, Paul, thank you so much for coming on and showing us your book. It looks great. Jason, again, your book looks amazing as well. Thanks for coming on. You guys are always welcome on. If you guys ever have anything coming up, just shoot us an email and we'll see where we can squeeze you guys in. Cara, as always, it's a pleasure hanging out with you.
Thank you.
And everyone, we'll see you tomorrow night. We've got we're kind of doing a double header on Thursday Night Live with Billy Tucci. We're going to start at 8 p.m. We've got Peter Samedi on. We're going to be chatting with him from Alterna Comics. And then we're going to be hosting a launch party for the Kill Journal. Our good friend Adam Lawson, who's also a good member of the channel, is launching his book. If you know Adam, he's worked with Wesley Snipes on his comic, The Exiled. Lead characters named Niles, which is great. And he's also doing some stuff, I believe, with Danny Trejo and stuff for a future book. But this is for his series Kill Journal. So we're going to be hosting the launch party. We're giving away some original comic art. So remember, if you're watching that, make sure to type in hashtag the Kill Journal to get into the giveaway contest and that live chat. And then at 9:45 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do the giveaway. So it should be a lot of fun. So we'll see you all tomorrow night. Thanks again, Paul. Thanks again, Jason. Thanks again, as always, Cara. And everyone, have yourselves a great night. And we will see you all tomorrow. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you. All right, bye.
Hey everyone! Thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button. And also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP, and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.